The Sperlonga Sculptures, arguably some of the best sculptures to come out of the Hellenistic period. But where did they come from? What ties them to the Hellenistic period? And what were they doing in Tiberius' grotto? Let's find out. During the reign of Tiberius from 14 AD to 37 AD, he ordered the construction of his own private villa at Sperlonga, utilising the natural cave that was already there, turning it into his own private dining hall. Inside the cave, Tiberius adorned portions of the cave with what we now know as the Sperlonga Sculptures. But what did they depict? All of the groups tell anecdotes from the life of Odysseus and were uncovered in 1957 in the cave they once inhabited. It is believed all four groups came from the same workshop. This is evidenced by a signature of 3 Rhodian sculptors on the ship from the Scylla group. The first of the groups depicts the blinding of Polyphemus, arguably the most well known of the collection. The group was positioned at the rear of the main cave and was enormous in size. The sculpture depicts a drunken Polyphemus sprawled on his back as Odysseus stands tall near to him holding a wine cup. We see 2 of his soldiers preparing to plunge a long pole into Polyphemus' eye. We also see a 4th soldier carrying a wineskin rushing in from the right. What we see today, however, is a reconstruction. The group was able to be reconstructed by using a relief that was found at Catonia, which depicts the overall scene on a much smaller scale. The next group is the Scylla. This group depicts the fierce battle between Odysseus' crew and the monstrous Scylla. The group was situated in the centre of the pool inside the grotto, the plinth still being visible today. Unlike the Polyphemus group, the Scylla group has not yet been fully reconstructed, as there are insufficient sources to be able to do so. One of the lesser scenes depicted is the palladium scene. The scene depicts Odysseus murdering his comrade Diomedes in order to take credit for stealing the palladium of Troy for himself. Although not featured in Homer, the event is depicted in Metamorphoses. The group is also ill-preserved, and only fragments remain. The final group is the pesquino group, which is the term used to describe the Hellenistic art form which depicts a group of 2 sculptures, one carrying the body of a dead comrade. The group at Sperlonga depicting Odysseus carrying the body of Achilles. For an idea of what the group looked like, one of the most famous examples of this form depicts Menelaus holding the body of Patroclus, which is displayed at the Loggia dei Lanzi in Florence. The statues were unfortunately destroyed in 26 AD, after the grotto partially collapsed, almost killing Tiberius, explaining why we only have part of the sculptures remaining. For a deeper look into the connections between the Sperlonga groups and Hellenistic art, we need look no further than the Laocoon group and the Pergamon altar, both bearing striking similarities in composition and overall artistic styling, particularly the body contortion of Polyphemus compared to Laocoon, and the stylized musculature on the giant of the Pergamon altar and Polyphemus. This style has retrospectively been termed the Hellenistic Baroque, meaning dramatic body positioning and awe-inspiring facial expressions. These types of sculptures were desirable to many within the Roman world. We can see the Laocoon group being used at Titus's home. Evidence also suggests Hadrian had copies of the Polyphemus and Pasquino group. We can also see the praise of these types of sculptures in Pliny's natural histories, likely referencing the Laocoon group.
What have we learnt from the Sperlonga marbles? Well, they show us that the desire for Hellenistic art went far beyond Greece and into the Roman world, being desired by the emperors themselves. They serve to show us Hellenistic art was something to truly be desired.